It might be Groundhog Day, but this is anything but the same old story. The first time we will ever see Cal Gymnastics on ACC Network as a member of the conference, as they head all the way across the country to Raleigh, North Carolina, and inside Reynolds Coliseum. It got a real glow up from a practice basketball court all the way to where we are right now, ready for some gymnastics action on a Sunday afternoon. And so glad you are with us with Olympian Sam Pesek. I'm Alex Perlman. And Sam, what an addition it has been for the ACC this year, bringing in Cal, the national runner-up from a season ago.
Yeah, well, they're ranked 8th in the country right now, and I don't think they've hit their full potential yet. There's a lot more to give. This team has been working on the details, and their goal for the season is to be able to compete with any team in the country on the last day. So today is another opportunity for them to improve those little details and see how they stack up against the country.
I'm not sure that Ella Cesario, though, one of the 4 all-arounders for Cal, has hit her potential yet either, but she is the reigning Gymnast of the Week.
Yeah, very impressive. As a senior, she picked up her first all-around title of her career just last weekend. Not only has she been so substantial in all the lineups from a scoring standpoint, but head coach Liz Crandall-Howell said her energy and confidence is so infectious to everyone around her, really helping to elevate this Cal team. And another standout gymnast here today is NC State's Chloe Negretti. She's already been the ACC Specialist of the Week and Gymnast of the Week on multiple occasions this year. Not to mention her leadership and consistency was pivotal in helping NC State clinch the ACC regular season and championship titles last season. So they'll be leaning on Chloe with their goal to repeat again this year.
And if it wasn't enough to have the Gymnast and Specialist of the Week, oh yeah, we've got the top newcomer of the week as well in the ACC in this very meet with NC State's Sanaya Thomas, going to be a very bright part of their future. So we are just about ready to go here in Raleigh, North Carolina, inside Reynolds Coliseum. And so glad you are with us. NC State, the home team, and they will start on the vault. Cal, the visiting team here in this dual gymnastics meet in the Atlantic Coast Conference. They will start on bars. 6 gymnasts per team, 5 count. The lowest score can be dropped. So 1 mistake is allowed. Any more than that could have real implications, though. And we mentioned that it's vault to start for the home team, NC State. They go in what's called Olympic order, followed by bars, beam, and floor. Meg Adler, the junior from Chapel Hill, not too far away from us, a season-high 9-8 in the leadoff spot last week, and we are underway.
Yurchenko layout full. Big bend when she landed. Nice job absorbing the ground. A lot of gymnasts struggle with that, but really nicely done working on that controlled landing.
And what a treat it is to see Cal on bars, one of the best in the country. Last week, a 49-4, which is a tremendous score. It's their highest ranked event. They come in 5th in the country on bars. And Maya Lazan, the senior from Kent, Washington, one of the 4 all-arounders for the Bears, gets us going.
Nice handstand, get things started. Pack salto, this skill coming up is called a Van Leeuwen. It's new to her routine this year. Van Leeuwen right there. Good job going directly to that handstand position. If she can stick this landing, and she does, it's going to be a really strong start for Cal. They've done well this season, Alex, but I actually think we haven't seen their potential. Here's the new skill that Maya added this year. Van Leeuwen, I want to see those ankle bones squeeze throughout the release, but nicely done. Sticking that landing at the end.
And we'll see if that stick indeed is contagious with athletes like MJ Frazier and Ella Cesario due up next. Lauren Wright follows up the 9.75 from Meg Adler to lead off. This is her first year competing, the sophomore from Pennsylvania.
Big vault. Yurchenko layout full. That's one thing that head coach Kim said she was really proud of this team from their aggressive vaults full of amplitude. Look how high she gets off the table, really being patient off the table before she starts generating the twist. That helps her get height and definitely something the judges are going to be looking out for.
Great in the air, just that step back on the landing should be a good score there. Only 110.0 vault in the lineup in terms of start value, so this is somewhere that NC State is going to really need to produce some precision. Kim Landress in her 8th season, the reigning ACC champions, first time in 40 years that ACC had gymnastics, and the Wolfpack captured the crown. She called it one of the highlights of her career, if not the highlight. Here's MJ Frazier, the junior from Southern New Jersey, massive Eagles fan. Sam, she's going to be really intent on watching the Super Bowl next week.
Yeah, head coach told us that she's really working on these aggressive cast handstands, and I'm noticing that about this entire Cal bar lineup right now is they're really hitting all the handstands and sticking the landings. These scores are going to continue to rise. It's going to be a big day for Cal on bars.
And she gets the bare head, and that is well-deserved at that for that routine.
Yeah, check this out. Judges have a 10-degree window. She falls right in line with that. You want to hold the handstand, though, because you don't want to give any... You don't want to open the door for a judge to maybe speculate that you didn't get in that vertical position.
Krista Zaltevich.
Another Yurchenko full with a hop. Good positioning with her upper body. I like when the athlete lands on the mat, it's good to see the chest in a vertical position.
Zaltevich following up a 9.775 from right. Adler started with a 9.75, so looking to boost those scores. If you're going to compete with Cal, you have to be at least 9.8 or better. And MJ Frazier's score should be really high as well. We've seen back-to-back sticks here from Lazan and Frazier.
Well, it seems like if you want to compete with Cal right now, you got to be 9.9 plus, Alex.
Right now,
We're starting so strong here with Cal on bars. What a treat.
Justin Howell, a co-head coach along with his wife, Liz Crandall Howell. He is the winningest coach in Cal gymnastics history in a program coming off of a national runner-up. Just followed in second to LSU, the 197.85 last year at the national final. And once Liz became associate head coach, this program really seemed to take off. Here's Ella's first routine of the night.
Yeah, last week she scored a 9.925, so certainly an athlete that's capable of putting up big numbers, nice clean lines throughout this routine. Not quite 3 for 3 in the sit category, but that was really the biggest deduction that I saw throughout this routine, so still should be a good number. Judges are looking for you to get high above the bar. She was a little close. You want to be perfect distance away for your arms to be straight on the catch. Finishes double layout, just a small movement of the feet at the end there.
So following up Zaltevich's 9.75, our first look at Chloe Negretti.
Yurchenko full, good positioning with her body in there. She's got this intensity when she does gymnastics that I just love to watch. It's like her eyes are spotting perfection. Round off, onto the board, back handspring onto the table, little bent arms, twisted a little early. Didn't affect her twist much though. You want to see both arms straight on the table, but I like that she landed perfectly center on the mat.
Kim Landress told us that she really kind of has tunnel vision when she's doing her routines. Is just so good at transferring practice to the competition floor. Maddie Williams is one of the best bar swingers in the country, ranked 4th in the nation last season. You talk about this team reaching potential on bars. Maddie's not quite there yet this season either. Maybe she'll do it today.
Yeah, she has a new bar routine this year too, that pack salto into another Van Leeuwen release move straight up to the high bar. She's never competed that at Cal. She's the #1 returner on bars and created a new routine construction. So really cool to see them pushing the limits. Definitely going to be working on that landing to absorb the ground.
And you can see on the right side of your screen all of the gymnasts followed by their scores. Now the one that is grayed out a little bit, you can see Krista Zoltevich for NC State. That is the score that NC State is currently going to drop, the lowest score of the 6. And now here is Sanaya Thomas.
Another Yurchenko full. Head coach Kim Landress said, we're trying to emphasize a small movement backwards, which is exactly what we just saw from Sanaya. Obviously not a stick, but when you're making a hop backwards, that tells the judges that you had a lot of power, you had a lot of height. Look how tall she gets off the table there. Big Yurchenko fold, significant hop backwards. They're really working hard to keep the dynamic part of their vaults, Alex.
Yeah, Sam, NC State tied for 19th in the country on vault this year. Coming off a season-high 49-1 last week, but they need some big scores at the end of this lineup in order to get anywhere close to that. Not sure that that's even possible. But Casey Brown following up a strong bars rotation so far.
Yeah, it's good to see her getting more confident and aggressive each week here in this lineup. I like the smooth rhythm we're seeing. Slightly short on that last cast handstand, but finishes the job with a good landing. Good luck now to see where she's at. She's pushing the vertical. She's still in that 10-degree window. But again, a lot of coaches on our coaches call have been emphasizing holding the handstand just to not give any speculation for the judges that they didn't get that shape.
And here's Ashley Knight, the only 10-0 start value in the lineup.
Front pike half. Solid landing. You can see her eyes spotting the table when her feet hit the ground. That usually helps keep balance on the landing. Good job getting it all the way around for a controlled landing. Head coach Kim Landress, I think, is going to be proud of those landings.
Scores building here towards the bottom of this NC State lineup, so we'll see what Ashley Knight's score comes in as. So consistent right now for Cal on bars with a trio of 9.85s following the 9.925 and 9.875 from MJ. And now Annalise Newman-Achi, the sophomore from Brooklyn, making her collegiate debut. She competed at 2022 Worlds for Trinidad and Tobago, so has some international experience too.
What an opportunity to anchor this Cal team on bars. Really beautiful lines. Judges are looking for your ankle bones to be together on that pirouette right there, your release move. She's doing a nice job of that. Being patient on these cast handstands. Just that step forward on the dismount, but I think with a little more experience, she's going to be a good staple for this Cal team, an already phenomenal Cal team on bars. This was a good Maloney release move, straight into a packed salto. Gets that combination at the top of the routine, finishing tuck full in. Doesn't quite get enough rotation. She could have afforded to be a little more patient on the release to get her chest in that vertical position.
Well, at the moment, a 49.35 the score for Cal without Newman-Achi's counting. So this is a very strong bars rotation. Once again, they're going to be right around that 49.4 that they had last week, and they should have a very solid lead after NC State just shy of their season high. Ashley Knight and Sanaya Thomas, Sam, really saving the rotation in a lot of ways there.
Yeah, it's been a team effort for them with cleaning up those landings and showing those dynamic vaults, exactly what they've been practicing in the gym.
Well, when we come back, we will learn much more about Cal's journey to and then in
we're very excited about this first year in the ACC.
So ready to go out there, join a new conference, get our feet wet in a lot of different environments.
You're bringing in, two great teams with Cal and Stanford, and I think that we're just going to strengthen the conference even more.
There's a lot of adaptability that we have to work with, a lot of transition, but I think it's super cool that we get to find those, little grooves here and there.
It's very clear that the ACC wants gymnastics to be competing at the highest level, and it's going to be bigger and on the East Coast, and so there's going to be some really great opportunities for us.
We might have a 3-hour time change, or it'll be the same, and I think it's great practice for us.
Cal is going to bring exciting gymnastics to the ACC.
The fact that we can still be in a Power 5, still go against teams that are amazing, and have the academics with it is just such an honor.
Fans that maybe haven't gotten the opportunity to really see us on the East Coast are going to be excited about, watching our young ladies compete and seeing the joy that they bring to the competition.
And Justin and Liz Crandall-Howell telling us specifically they love the impact that it might have on recruiting. More eyeballs on ACC Network on the East Coast. And Sam, this is a national program. I mean, MJ Frazier from New Jersey, Annalise Numinachi from Brooklyn, they want to recruit these areas.
Man, watching Cal grow the last 5+ years and then getting them to have the opportunities to compete on the East Coast, I think really it continues to help broaden the awareness of this sport. It's all good news.
And in terms of the travel factor, it's something that the team is embracing because it's just what they're going to face in the postseason, and they will be extra ready for it. And they love the opportunity to head here to Raleigh to take on NC State. They've got a lead going into the second rotation. We're back after this. NC State football players, Davin Vann, a defensive end, and DK Kaufman, a safety, went inside the gym last month and tried their hand at gymnastics, and I don't think they found it so easy, Sam. Incredibly, though, they stick their back tucks to finish out the stick circle. Emily Gaskins, you saw her, the new assistant coach in their second season, was an Alabama gymnast. She was kind of in charge of that whole thing, and I don't know if she could spot them or not, but thankfully, no NC State Wolfpack were injured in the making of that video.
I'm actually so impressed to see their back tucks. They looked really natural. So maybe they'll try being men's gymnasts after they're done with their football careers. Who knows?
It would be pretty interesting. Sam, what do you think the hardest event for a football player would be?
I think it has to be bars. I think the easy answer would be beam for all things considered, but it's at least they could stand on the beam, where I don't even know if they could get the right swing on bars. It takes a lot of practice, let's just say that.
Yeah, I think you might be looking at a rotator cuff injury at some point if they tried that. That's why they stuck to the floor. All right, Cal will start on vaults here with Maddie Williams.
Yurchenko full to get things going. Good height off the table. That 2-footed hop back is going to be where the judges are going to deduct for that first vault.
Cal is looking for multiple sticks across the lineup, not something that they have really had so far this year. And Sam, what are the judges looking for here on bars for NC State?
They're looking for vertical handstands, big release moves, and a good controlled dismount, hopefully a stick. A lot of teams are wanting that, of course.
The Wolfpack trying to make up a 3/10 deficit, though that is more than possible, as they lead off with Kaylee Adamitis.
She's got nice lines showcasing throughout this routine. Good combination. That pirouette, I want to see it a little more vertical on top of the bar after she finishes. Double tuck, good stuff, dismount. That's actually something coaches say is going well for this team. Not many teams across the country can say that. Here's where the problems came for me. On the pirouette, you want to finish vertical, and you could see that she didn't quite have enough pressure in that first arm.
Kaylee coming off of a career-high 9.875 last week. Really strong bars performer. Here's Kyan Mayu, the sophomore, the 9.875 last week, our first of 4 potential 10-0 star values.
Yurchenko 1-0. Man, I knew that was not going to be her best vault when she hit the table because her arms bent. So a lot of times when gymnasts get nervous, they rush, and that's what I saw. Look, her one arm bent, she twisted too early, so she didn't get the height she needed off the table. Unfortunate, because she did score 9.875 last weekend.
She's got as high as 9.975, so she can put together a big vault, but we'll see her a few more times today. She's going to have to shake that one off, and Cal will certainly look to drop that score. Peyton Childs trying to build off of Adamitis' 9.825 to lead off.
So although this team is strong with their stuck landings, they are looking for those handstands to be hit. That's an area of focus for them. See if Peyton can get this last cast to vertical. Nice. They're working on holding that, and that was excellent. Got the handstand, didn't get the stick. They're hoping for both of those with the next few routines. Look at this. Jaeger overshoot, misses her hand and doesn't even touch her feet on the ground. What an incredible save from Peyton. Acts like it's no big deal.
I saw that and I was thinking, oh no, this could go south in a hurry, but what a job keeping that routine alive. Ella Cesario now, the pressure is on the last 4 gymnasts for Cal after Mayu's fall.
Yurchenko layout full. They have the possibility of doing all 10-0 vaults, but this is really the conversation of risk versus reward. Coaches thought that the last 2 weekends, the fulls have actually scored highest for them. So they're still testing out those lineups.
Yeah, Sam, I think it's interesting, too, because Liz was telling us right now there's kind of an inner battle in the beginning of the season between gaining power, enough power to stick that Yurchenko 1.5, and also get the landing down. And you kind of have to play that if you're a coach, don't you?
Yeah, always interesting to see how coaches put those lineups together. Ava Myers doing a good job cleaning up this routine. You want to see those feet squeeze throughout both release moves. Nice job clocking in that last handstand. Broke the rhythm before the double back, but picked it up for the stick. You see the fight in this NC State team, and that's something that I'm noticing here. See a lot of these Maloney, Bale routines throughout the country, but that's called a giant full. Her left arm couldn't quite have enough pressure, but didn't affect her dismount at all. Good to see that.
Yeah, you can't drill that any better than she did. And now MJ Frazier follows up a 9.725. 9.75 for her last week.
10-0 start value vault. Yurchenko double full. The most difficult vault in NCAA. And what is so impressive is even though it's so difficult, she typically has a controlled landing every single time. Really nice awareness. Twist just a little bit early, a hair early. But look how high she gets. Just a slight hop at the end, but that's going to be a really big, probably most likely their highest score in the lineup so far.
Very solid right now. It's a 9.825 from Maddie Williams. Here's the freshman Caroline Volk, Holly Springs, North Carolina, same high school as her teammate Peyton Childs, who we saw earlier.
Coaches say that these freshmen have really embraced their role, jumping right into the team, and they've added the grit to what coaches say is really an already gritty team. They're excited about the future of this team because of athletes like Caroline. Finishing big difficult vault, double layout, hangs on to it. Nicely done.
So we mentioned that, NC State had to make up 3/10. Well, there's no doubt that in this vault lineup, Cal has kind of opened the door a little bit. Now it's going to be up to Maya Lazan to help shut it.
Yeah, but she's their number one returning.
In her career, that is.
Yurchenko 1.5. That's why she's the #1 returner on vault for this team. Look at it. She gets so high off the table, knows exactly where she is. Just the slightest hop forward, which everyone on the inside calls that an aggressive mistake. A good mistake at the beginning of the season.
And so that follows up MJ Frazier's 9.85. Well, you called it, Sam. That was the highest of the rotation so far, with just Maya Wiley to go, who exhibitioned last week and stuck her Yurchenko 1.5. So she has big scoring potential there as well. NC State is really having a great bars rotation, though, here. And Ellie Hadrick now with a chance to add on to it.
Yeah, I'm seeing really clean routines across the board, especially when you're starting off with good handstand positions. Woo! Finger-tipped that Jaeger release move, went directly into the bail. That was what I call a willpower catch. It was a little too far away. Oh man, I wish she would have stuck that. It would have been an incredible routine. It still was, but judges are going to take off for that hop on the landing. Check this out. Look how far away she is. Really had to reach those Go-Go Gadget arms. A little more chest up on the dismount will help her get that stick.
Lineup change here for Cal. They're going with some experience, throwing Casey Brown, the Bay Area native, in the anchor spot because they need her score right here.
Doing Yurchenko full, and it was a good decision because
really good.
She did a nice job, and that's the nice thing about having so much depth on this team, is that you can throw athletes in and out depending on if the goal is more difficulty, testing things out, or if you just need a solid guaranteed hit Yurchenko full.
So that 9.175 is going to go away from Kaya Mayhew. That's the good news for Cal. They will not have to count a fall. They will have to count Cesario's 9.725, however. We'll see what Brown's score is. Katie Harper anchors following the 9.825 from Hadrick.
Oh!
Whoa!
Good save on that handstand. I thought it was gonna go sideways, but she hung on to it. Typically such a strong bar worker, and a lot of athletes would have let that handstand become a bigger mistake, but not Katie. She's hanging on to it. Not the best routine we've seen from her, but the fact that she stayed on the bar and really made the most of that routine is really impressive.
And she was all ACC on bars last year.
Check this out. So they've been working on holding these handstands, but you see her back arching a little bit, and she's having to change shapes up there so that her feet don't continue to go over the bar for a fall. So veteran move, the fact that she was able to save that at the very beginning of her routine.
Sam, the core strength just to be able to hang on to that. My lower back is already in pain watching it.
Yeah,
Casey Brown finished with a 9.8.
I can tell you her hands were gripping the bar as hard as possible to save it, and it worked out for her.
Yeah, and Casey Brown with that finish saves the Cal vault rotation. They do go above 49 for their bars, 49.075. NC State does cut into the lead, though, by a 10th. So it's now just 2/10 that Cal is up over NC State. We're joined by the Cal co-head coach, Justin Howell. Well, you made that late change there, putting in Casey Brown for Maya, which we expected to see. Take me through the decision there.
Yeah, I mean, we needed to hit. You know, Kyan unfortunately had a fall, and so we needed to go with a safer vault. And Casey can do a really clean full, and that's what we needed at that moment. So super proud of her to step into that position at that time and deliver a vault that we really needed.
What's the key for you guys hitting a strong floor right here?
Really, it's honestly just to be normal. I mean, they're a great floor team. They've been doing really, really well in training. They're really taking ownership over their routines and the performances. And so, you know, I think coming here, traveling across the country, like we're really trying to emphasize normal as much as possible. And that's what we need to do for the rest of the meet.
Justin, great. Thanks so much for the time as always.
All right. Thank you. Go Bears.
All right, well, it is the final season for one of the best in NC State history. Hear what that means to Chloe Negrete when we come back to Raleigh. It has been quite a ride for Wolfpack star Chloe Negrete. Came back for her 6th year, and she has brought a whole new perspective with her.
This is Chloe's final year of competition, and I think it will be truly special for her. She has a great work ethic, and she's so passionate about the sport and what she does.
To come back for a final year, it was very much so, you know, why not? Like, I couldn't pass that up. I knew that if I turned it down, I'd be looking in 50 years in the future and always be wondering, you know, what if?
Looking back on Chloe's career, there has been so much personal growth.
I've been told a lot more that I'm a leader by example. That's really valuable to me because I do try to go in every day, do the work, and do the extra work too, even though if no one's asking.
Her entire collegiate career from day one to the very last day has taught her so much of just becoming Chloe.
And there is no doubt Chloe is going to go down as one of the greatest gymnasts in NC State history. And Sam, now in her 6th season, overcame a torn Achilles in 2022, battled back, and she is just as good as she's ever been this year.
Well, I had the chance to ask head coach Kim Landress, where does she get this motivation? And there was a big pause because I think there's probably a lot of different places she gets the motivation, but she says she just cares so much about representing the program at a high level, representing her teammates, representing herself, and you can see that in the way that she attacks her gymnastics.
And when Chloe was injured, Kim said that they decided to extend those extra years to her right then and there, and just kind of something clicked for her. It opened up her eyes to the amount of trust that they had in her, and so coming back in her 6th season, she is looking to end on a high note, but she had one of the proudest moments of her career last year, winning an ACC championship with her team. Third rotation. Coming up, we'll see NC State on the beam, and Cal will get a chance to add to its lead on floor. You can help people affected by the California wildfires. Donate at redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and help people recover. It has affected so many in the Southern California area. Luckily, it has not caused any real problems for Jaden Silvers on the Cal Gymnastics team. She is from Culver City, California, right in the heart of LA. Her family is still there. Did not have to evacuate, but it has affected so many, and please, many still need your help down there in Los Angeles. So going into the third rotation, Cal's lead cut by a tenth to just 2/10. And we are talking about a wobble on beam, a step on floor. This is razor thin as NC State starts off once again in the leadoff spot with Meg Adler.
Opens that back handspring layout. Small adjustment. Fell in her series last weekend, so good redemption moment for her. Coaches say that she really embraces this role. You got to be a special person to want the leadoff position, to be good at this leadoff position, because in my opinion, there's more pressure with this spot than really any other spot in the competition. Going first sets your team up with the right tone, especially with such a mental event like beam. This is looking really good so far. Little pause before the dismount, but she stuck it. What a way for NC State to start off on beam. Here's where she had problems last weekend. Not today. Want to see that chest come up a little bit quicker. That'll help her in the finish position, but really strong highlight at the end here with a stuck dismount.
And NC State last week, a 48.925 that is, but ranked 28th in the country this year. So they are looking to add on to that, and a great beginning. And now Cal's awesome on floor, though. This is a lot of fun. A lot of variety in the routines as Kyan Mayhew starts off. And Sam, this is the first time that these gymnasts are competing on a brand new floor. How does that affect them?
Yeah, brand new floors are tough because they haven't been broken into. You see that first pass, Kyan had to take a step backwards. 1/10 deduction there, but typically new floors are a bit stiffer. So you have to be stronger in your punch for all of your tumbling passes. Gets a good punch with that one. No problems on the finish.
Certainly made the adjustment well there for Kyan Mayhew.
Opens with a combination pass, double full punch front. You see that one step backwards, taking a step in what we call the wrong direction, meaning if you're doing front tumbling, taking a step backwards is an automatic 1/10 deduction.
So Maddie Hall follows up Meg Adler's 9.8 in the leadoff spot. Hall had a 9.725 last week.
I thought it was funny when we were talking to head coach Kim Landris about Vive. She was like, you know, we've hit, but there's a difference between just hitting and hitting. And the way she said it, I knew exactly what she meant. And that, to me, that series was a hit. So she's on her way.
Yeah, they're still looking to put it all together on beam on the same day.
The hitch kick to a split. Switch half. Good combination. Work in the leap series. I like that her eyes have not left the end of the beam. That really helps you balance, especially when you incorporate some nerves. Finishing gainer full, 2 for 2 on the stick train there. They're on a roll.
Wednesday, February 12th here on ACC Network. We have a great college basketball doubleheader. Starts at 7 Eastern, Stanford visiting Georgia Tech, and then at 9, it is Cal heading to Cameron Indoor to face Cooper Flag and number 2 Duke. Coming off a big rivalry win over North Carolina. Cooper with 21 points, 8 boards, 7 assists. Almost a triple-double in his first time in that rivalry. What can Cooper Flag do? My goodness. Maddie Williams coming off a 9.825 from Kyan Mayhew to lead off. Had the first of 4 9.9s last week, which was a season high for her as this Cal floor team continues to build.
This routine brings together just how graceful she is with some fun energy towards the end, mimicking her personality. Such a beautiful routine to watch. been working on the amplitude of those combination passes. Maddie does a great job with both of her combination passes. Look how high she gets in a good body position with the second salto as well. Judges are looking for leaps that go above 180 degrees. I think it was clear she got the job done there.
Unaffected by that new floor as well.
Points of emphasis on balance beam, looking for dance and acro skills, good strong connections, and of course balance. That means no wiggles, no wobbles, really sturdy and stable beam.
Back-to-back 9-8s for North Carolina State on beam. They continue to kind of keep that pressure on Cal.
Good connection, front aerial to a backhand spring. She had this light bulb moment in the fall. You know, transitioning from club gymnastics into college can sometimes be tricky, and this fall she had this light bulb moment, told her coaches, I can really do this, and that's why they think she's doing so well here in competition, is because it just clicked for her. Wobble, couldn't quite make the quick adjustment in the air. Holding that finish position, good way to end that routine. Nice front aerial. You see her arms continue to move. That's really where the judges are looking during that combination. On this side aerial though, you see her heel. It never gets fully planted in the back. That's what did not help her on the side aerial. You gotta have those finish positions.
Ella coming off a well-deserved 9-9 for Maddie Williams. Highest score for Cal on floor at the moment. She had a 9.85 last week, but Cal's floor rotation was just so strong with that 49.475 that they dropped her 9.85. Won her first career all-around title last week with a 39.475. And she has had a great career at Cal so far now in her junior year. But when you have Maya Lazan and MJ Frazier you're competing against, it can be difficult sometimes when they're putting up like 39.825s.
Gonna be another strong number for Cal. Had some difficult tumbling passes. First pass is a fold-in, meaning 2 flips, 1 twist. We call this an E tumbling pass because it's really difficult. Big lunge there. Curious to see how the judges will handle that. She didn't move her feet. It was just a little bit bigger of a lunge. Great job saving herself from any landing deductions on that last pass.
And probably just a slight one on the first one that you just saw. Sanaya Thomas's score a 9.7, so that's the lowest at the moment for NC State. They're going to try to drop that score, and they really will need to with Cal performing so well on floor.
Easy back handspring layout, acro series. She looks so confident when she lands sharp after her skills.
This is just her second ever beam routine, too.
And you wouldn't be able to tell, honestly.
No,
it's looking
not at all.
really good and confident here. A lot of difficulty in this routine, too. Finishing up back handspring gainer full off the side. And I think head coach Kim Landers would call that a stick. Looking for them to hit 6 strong routines. Peyton did a nice job, especially with this acro series, back handspring layout directly into beat jump at the end, adding a little bit of a unique feel. Front toss combination. Could have been a bigger wobble, but she saved herself there. Nice work.
Now, the reason you don't see a score next to Cesario's name is because the judges have a little bit of a conference going on, and now they finally seem to have worked it out, and it comes in at a 9.875 for Cesario as MJ Frazier gets ready to go. She broke the NCAA's single-season scoring record last year. That's an astounding number. 49 total routines of 9.9 or better.
Aggressive tumbler. Some landing deductions on that first pass. Working out of that combination pass. I always love watching MJ on floor. Really beautiful dance, but especially her tumbling is so dynamic, doing double back. But you see her hop out of that. Judges are seemingly extra particular about these landings on floor this year. Curious to see if they're gonna say she has control on that last pass. That's really the indicator on the deduction scale with those landings.
So MJ following up the 9.875 as we wait for her score. Katie Harper, after Peyton Childs came in as a 9.75. They can still drop that 9.7 from Thomas for the moment.
Back handspring layout.
The only thing, though, Sam, is that Cal came in with a 2/10 lead going into the third rotation. If they continue what they're on right now, they could open that up to maybe even 5 or 6 tenths, and then it becomes a much different story for NC State trying to come back in this meet.
Yeah, important routine for Katie, and this is looking strong and solid. Oftentimes in gymnastics, the better gymnastics you do, the less you're thinking about anyone else around you. So you want to hope that they're not thinking about any of that right now and continuing to stay with your mental choreography. But man, this is a really good routine so far. With the stuck landing, that score is going to be big for NC State. I don't think she could have done that any better.
And so exactly what the Wolfpack wanted to see with only the excellent Chloe Negretti coming up after. Thursday nights, 10 Eastern on ACC Network and the ESPN app. The Nothing But Net crew breaks down the night in the ACC, highlights, analysis, every women's game covered, and they look ahead to the best weekend matchups. You can also catch Nothing But Net following us with Justin Walters and Ivory Latta to wrap up the games today. Maya Lazon following MJ Frazier's 9.85. Yeah, the steps, Sam, looked like they cost her there on the landing. And Lazon will go with a 9.9 last week. She was in the anchor spot, but a change in the lineup now once again. And the anchor for Cal with Brianna Torek slotted in.
Opens, really difficult combination for an handspring double full punch front. Maya has such great energy throughout this routine. You can't help but smile watching it.
Liz and Justin Culler, one of the most naturally talented athletes that they've ever coached.
Really solid landing. This is going to be a big score for Cal. Back-to-back big scores for NC State and Cal. Here's that difficult double full to a huge punch front. Knows exactly where she is in the air. Round off 1.5 to a full. Everyone's loving it.
As they should. We might be seeing our second 9.9 of this rotation from Lazon. And now this might be the routine of the meet. Chloe Negretti capable of a 9.9 plus score, the reigning ACC beam queen. And Sam, they need a hit. And according to Kim Landris's terminology, they need a hit.
She's so detail-oriented, and I think those athletes, it's cool to see them bringing that focus from practice here in the competition. And look at her eyes. She just has this intensity. Like she knows she's going to hit this beam routine.
The intensity of that signature red lipstick that she always wears for every meet.
What I love about the way that she works beam is her arm positions on each skill. So one arm is mirroring the other arm on both sides of the beam after she finishes her skills. And that really helps create solid beam work start to finish for her. Finishing double full. Best she could do it. Incredible job. Yeah. I'm excited to see what the score is going to be. Certainly the highest score for NC State. It's going to help them big time, Alex.
We have seen 110-0 on beam this year. It was Missouri's Helen Hu. This is going to be pretty darn close.
Front aerial, back handspring series. Strong round up double full to a stick. And she knew it. She was smiling before her feet hit.
Judges have certainly been more critical this year, but I don't know what you deduct there. Here's Brianna Torek now. Torek making her collegiate debut in this routine. But the good news is that they can drop the 9.825 from Kai Mayhew. Even if they have to keep it, it's a 49.4, and they're going to extend their lead in a big way. Now Negretti scoring 9.9 as it comes in to finish off NC State with a 49.075 in the third rotation.
It's a a big opportunity for Brianna to show that she deserves to be a staple in this lineup. A lot of inter-gym competition with so much depth on this Cal team. Oh, shy on the landing. It's going to be a deduction at the end there. And also, it always crunches your ankles. I hope her ankles are okay. Here's that combination pass, another look at it. Under rotated, had to take the step back, but she did save herself from going out of bounds. That's most likely going to be the score they're going to drop.
We wait on Torik's score. Right now, the lowest score is Kai Mayu's 9.825. Not a problem at all, though, for Cal in this meet to count that one. And we are joined by the NC State head coach, Kim Landris. All right, well, you've had season highs on bars and beams so far. You guys seem like you're on fire. What has clicked here specifically the past 2 weeks?
You know, I think they've just really showed a lot of grit in the gym. We've done a lot of pressure situations, focused on the details and really the landings. And they come together as one, and their motto is to lock in. And so I think it transferred to all the events thus far today.
You told us on our call that the goal on floor was to continue building 1% better. What does that look like for this floor team?
You know, just to go out and do what they do in practice, get the landings, and just perform. They're actresses out there, so go put on a show.
Kim, thank you so much for the time. Always appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Go Pack.
Black History Month just underway, and that has a special meaning to one very talented Cal gymnast. More on that after these words.
Ladies, this concludes your third event of tonight's competition. Your 2-minute transition period begins now. Please move to your fourth and final event and prepare for your 4-minute warm-up. Cal will be on the balance beam. NC State moves to the floor. All right, fans, it's time to get on your feet, get those hands in the air. It's time for tonight's toppy toss. If you want a free toppy, get those hands up, make some noise. Get on your feet, fans. Here we go. Here comes those toppies. And fans, while you're standing up, grab your phones, turn on your flashlights, and join us in tonight's light show. Light it up!
Growing up, there weren't that many Black female athletes, and let alone gymnasts. At home meets, I'll have little girls come up to me and be like, "You're my favorite because you look just like me." And to hear that and to feel that, it's like so heartwarming because I want to be an inspiration for little girls. I want them to know that like it doesn't matter what you look like, you can accomplish whatever you want. Anything is possible. You don't have to settle. You just have to train for what you want, work super hard, and like don't let people block your greatness.
Nobody is blocking the greatness of MJ Frazier. She has been so good over her career at Cal and at UCLA. Her sister, the former Pac-12 Bars champion, Marzetta. And at Senior Day, how special was this? Cal facing UCLA, and actually MJ ended up putting on a UCLA shirt in order to participate in her senior night, and then they competed against each other. I mean, it's just really special story and a really incredible opportunity as well, Sam, for MJ to really set the tone for the next generation in a lot of ways.
I think that they're honored to be able to compete and show little girls around the country that, hey, it doesn't matter what ethnicity, what background you have, you can do it as long as you believe in yourself. And that's the consistent message that I have seen in interviews from MJ, and she's just doing such a good job performing and connecting and engaging with fans across the nation. It's inspiring to see.
Alex and Sam back with you. All right, well, we have entered February. I know it's kind of hard to believe, but a third of the season pretty much over. And Sam, so far we have seen a team in Cal that was the national runner-up last year, right back in that sort of situation as all of these teams are really building. I mean, it's been fun so far, and some surprises as well along the way.
January recap, Florida and LSU, both teams hit 198 plus. I think a few more are knocking at the door, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was some additions to that coming up. Jordan Chiles scored 2 of the 3 perfect 10s in NCAA. 1 on bars, 1 on floor. Helen Hu was the 3rd one on beam. And Jade Carey still leads the NCAA all-around with a 39-8.
That is some insane average, but not a surprise from a 2-time Olympian. We've got the final rotation coming up. It's more than a 5/10 lead for Cal here in Raleigh. Ready for our 4th and final rotation here in Reynolds Coliseum. Thanks to a 49-4 for Cal on floor. They've extended their lead to 5 1/4 tenths, and that is a significant lead. They're going to need to stumble on beam, and NC State is going to have to go lights out on floor. But they have really done well here in this competition, Sam. I mean, we're talking 2 of the 3 rotations so far. They've set season highs.
Yeah, really good work from NC State across the board. And it's interesting and great for us to see everything that head coach Kim Landris said she wanted to see improvements with. They've delivered. So great to see that hard work in the gym paying off in the competition.
So Cal on beam had a 48.975 last week. They were forced to count a 9.65, not necessarily a fall, but not a score that you want to be in your final 5 that go down in the book. It was their first score below 49, though, this year. This is the 10th ranked team in the country on beam, and this is Liz Crandall-Howell's baby as she gives a fist bump to Ella Cesario, finishing out her all-around night. She is currently 3/10 below Maya Lazan, who leads 3 other Cal gymnasts.
Leadoff athlete, a lot of pressure in this role, but Ella has this characteristic in her personality that when she decides to do something, she does it. And that energy, confidence is just infectious, which is why she is in this leadoff spot.
Both teams at the moment, Sam, seem like they are poised for season highs, too. I mean, Cal's only been over 197 one time this year so far at the Sprouts Quad. And they are putting together the meet that they wanted to, especially having to go across the country.
Yeah, this is a good potential event for Cal. They have the ability to put up high scores here. Good leadoff routine for Cal. Great work, Ella.
And now to NC State on floor. They had a season high last week on this event, 49.325. Every score that they counted was 9.825 or better. They are really fun here. There's a lot of variety. And I really like what Kim Landris told us, that water boils at 212 degrees, not 211. So in order to capture floor, you have to bring that type of energy every time.
This is such a good athlete in the leadoff spot for NC State because she has clean gymnastics. So creates a really good starting block for scoring for this NC State team. Head coach Kim Landris said she wanted to see controlled and good, strong landings, and Meg got the job done. Hoping it carries through the rest of the lineup. Solid start. Round off 1.5 to a big straddle jump. And then look at her feet when she lands. Good combination pass. She doesn't move them. That's what you're looking at. Shouldn't be any deductions there on the landings.
And so now for Cal, following Cesario's 9.825, Maddie Williams, the 7-time All-American.
Yeah, she's just stunning to watch on this event. Brings that artistic flavor to the routine, dancing out of these acro skills really nicely. Acro series, back handspring layout. Fought for that connection. The hard part about beam is that you're never perfectly straight over the top. So every single skill, you have minuscule adjustments so that you land without any wobbles. So she did a really good job adjusting and not making that little mistake into something bigger.
And that connection's super important, isn't it, Sam, for the judging?
Yeah, judges are looking for strong connections on those leaps and those acro skills. Here's that dance connection. She does a split jump, and then she pauses. I'm actually curious to see what the judges are going to do with that connection, because her arms did not continue to move, Alex.
That is going to be interesting. I'm not sure they're going to give her that connection. We'll have to see what they do with it. Ellie Hadrick, the sophomore from Colorado, performed 3 floor routines last year. All were 9.8 or better, but she's only hit that mark once this season. So looking to follow up Meg Adler's 9.8 with something just like it. Sam, have you seen the new floor have any real tangible effect on the gymnasts?
I haven't, actually. So that's a good thing. That's why you have the warm-up, to get used to the equipment. And it's not just floor. Every time you travel to a meet, the beam is a little bit different. The bars, the stiffness of the bars can vary. So it's just part of being a top-level gymnast, is to be able to adjust to the equipment no matter what. Good job, Ellie. 2 for 2, NC State. More clean landings. That's what gets me excited to see.
Fans here in Reynolds absolutely love it as well. We don't want to miss ACC PM with Mark Packer. Weekdays at 4 Eastern. It's right here on the ACC Network and on the ESPN app. Remember, though, the Wolfpack were down by over 5/10, so they need to make up those scores. You can kind of compare and contrast as they're coming in with the Cal scores and see where they are. At the moment, Cal's still in good position, but they need hits. Kyan Mayhew, 9-7 in the anchor spot last week, but she has been bumped up to the 3 spot with Jordan Kane out because of an injury.
Strong start to the routine. Really nice work moving through this routine. Rhythm is really important on a beam routine. something that these athletes practice every single day. Quick routine, you can't blink. Getting all the requirements in a compact amount of time.
That's all you got to do, though, make it a 10-0 start value. Nobody said it had to be a marathon. More of a sprint there for Kyan.
Athletes have different styles on floor. They also have different styles on beam as well in terms of rhythm and how fast they move through the routine.
And Krista Zoltevich following up El Hadrick's 9.85, which is a new season high for her and career high at that. And so that was exactly what Kim Landress wanted to see, with 4 gymnasts still to go on floor for NC State. Let's see, for assistant coach Emily Gaskins in the background, it was easy on her wardrobe coming over from Alabama, wasn't it? Didn't have to change it out at all.
Yeah, she's really known for the artistry in her routines, has a big dance background, so helping these athletes on floor express themselves throughout the routine. It's probably pretty cool for her to have such a big impact here. Finishing double back. What an entertaining floor routine.
I love
when
that we see.
I love when athletes use their face, they're expressive, engaging the crowd. Here's that strong first pass, 2.5 punch front. And good personality throughout. You have to remember that the harder you dance, the more tiring your floor routine is. So you got to practice it that way every single day in the gym too.
MJ now an All-American on beam and all-around last year. Kyan Mayhew's score came in okay, a 9.825. Maddie Williams has the low one at the moment, 9.775. Still in good shape, though.
MJ just works the beam so well. She looks like she's moving on the floor. Front aerial, back layout. Good save with that quick adjustment. Sometimes powerful athletes have trouble absorbing the beam, but I actually think that's what MJ does well. Gets a lot of height, but bends her knees long enough to absorb the beam. Just a dismount. Strong, 1.5 to a stick. Great routine for MJ Frazier.
I mean, it's a year of new here for Cal, and MJ Frazier's just really embraced competing in these types of environments.
Yeah, check this out. Front aerial, she goes directly into that layout step out. Look at the back foot. You see it totally cockeyed. Her toes are completely off the side of the beam, but because she's squeezing her core so strong, her upper body helped her stay on and minimize any of those deductions.
To the electric Sanaya Thomas, the freshman from right here in Raleigh. It was never a question of where she was going to do her college gymnastics. She grew up wanting to attend NC State.
Opens double pike. Coaches say she has been such a great surprise to them this year. And not because they didn't know how good she is at gymnastics, but you really never know with freshmen until they start competing just how productive they're going to be for scoring and how they handle the pressure of college gymnastics.
Sam, you weren't really the average freshman after being an Olympian, but coming in, what type of adjustment is it?
You have to manage school, sleep, nutrition. I practiced a lot less than I was used to, so just the everyday dynamics of living, incorporating being a top-level athlete is tough to manage sometimes. It might be tough to manage for some people, but not for Sanaya, or at least not now. She's really figured it out, clearly. She looks comfortable out there. Round off, back handspring, double pike, 2 flips in that pike position. You see that front foot slide, though. That's what the judges are going to be looking at.
That's something that's different in college, too, right? That camaraderie. There's nothing better than your teammates doing your floor dance with you.
Yeah, coming to college and having that really be a team sport, training together is something special.
All right, so we're going to need big scores now here for Cal if they want to continue on that potential season-high mark train. Maya Lazon now, by far the lowest beam score of her career last week of a 9.675, but I mean, this is someone who has 3 10s in her career on beam.
Yeah, she's also the #1 returner for Cal on beam, so uncharacteristic to last weekend, looking for a little bit of redemption here on this triple series, and she knew it. The key on beam is to take one skill at a time, staying present, and you say that, and some of you might say, well, duh. But you know, it's actually harder to do that than you think. There's so many distractions when you compete. The judges are right there, your team's cheering for you. Not to mention, you have a bunch of tough skills coming up. So focusing on that mental game and the mental choreography is the key for a successful beam routine. Round up double full. I want to see her land with that chest up, but I love the fact that her feet didn't move. Triple series, back handspring, layout, straight arms, straight knees. Great to see that. Above 180, very clearly. And that dismount, look at her chest. You see it's far forward, but hangs onto the stick. That'll still be a good score for Cal.
Well, you knew that she was going to get back to doing the type of things that we're used to from Maya Lazon here this week. Ashley Knight got a season-high 9.85 last week. 9.9 from one judge. She's full of personality. I mean, it is a really fun routine in her performance quality.
You can tell the athletes that really love performing in front of a big crowd. There's something about competing in front of your fans. It adds so much adrenaline. I know when I was competing, I always got juiced up for my teammates, the crowd. You could tell athletes like Ashley like it too. This will be a really good score. Willing to bet NC State's best score. She had good leaps, good performance factors and really good tumbling like this. Huge layout step out.
Well, with Maya Lazon's score coming in at a 9.9 on beam. Yeah, that dismount must have been most of the deductions there. Lazon wins the all-around with a 39.65, which is the highest all-around score in the ACC this season. And now here is Abby Scanlon. This is her college debut as a senior. And she's in for the injured Jordan Kane this week.
Good opportunity here for her. And no problems on that series. Really solid start to her routine. Something I noticed about this Cal team too is their posture on beam. It looks really good. They do a nice job presenting themselves from start to finish. And I know head coach Liz Crandall Howell well enough to know that is well coached in the gym. They look confident. Finishing round up 1.5. First opportunity out for Cal and a stick. They
There's a
gotta be
mob
happy.
scene here in Reynolds. Look at this. Oh, this is awesome.
No one but this team knows the work that goes in behind closed doors, so you can see it in the celebration. Round off 1.5. Look at head coach Liz Crandall Howell. I want to know how high she jumped in the air.
Wow. I mean, she has been waiting 4 years to do that in college.
Special.
That was really special. Speaking of Chloe Negretti, to finish off our meet, the reigning ACC floor champion, this is already going to be a season high for NC State with their 196.5. We'll see if they can add to it, though.
Opens, double pike, one step out of bounds. You see the judge's hand goes up. That's a 1/10. Really great athlete, but something she has had to work hard on is the performance factor. These athletes have a variety of styles. She obviously went the intense route. I really like the intense floor routines myself. Head coach Kim Landers said, yeah, if you look in her eyes, it looks like she's shooting something at you because that's the intensity that's burning from her. Here's that first pass. Lots of power. Double pike. Couldn't quite save herself from that out of bounds deduction. Round off back handspring. Another double flipping pass. Had to take a step forward. That's an automatic 1/10 as well.
Cal came up just short of their season high, but it is their second score this year over 197 of a 197.175. They are continuing to build and have kind of been right around that mark. They've been incredibly steady throughout this season. We wait on Negretti's score to see what NC State's finishes up as. At the moment, we mentioned the 196.5 is going to better their season high that they just set last week in their win over rival UNC of 196.35. It's a 9.8, so they do get to drop Soltevich's 9.75, and job well done by NC State. So couple of season highs. That is not bad. It is really all you can ask for on a great Sunday afternoon of gymnastics here in Raleigh. We'll wrap it up when we come back.
You ready? Next level. Yeah, you got me feeling.
Oh, that's beautiful. A star in the making.
One of my favorite moments to watch. Feeling like I'm levitating, sky high, elevating, hot sunshine. Yeah,
This one next Sunday might come down to the final routine of the night. Number 22, Clemson, 23rd ranked North Carolina. Plenty more ACC gymnastics still to come for you. We are joined by tonight's all-around winner, Maya Lazan. Maya, what an opportunity for Cal to come here. The first dual ACC meet in program history on the road. What was it like for you guys to fly across the country, get this big win, keep building your season?
Yeah, I mean, from the beginning, we knew that we were going to be doing a lot of traveling, and it was going to be different than how we normally do it in the season. But, you know, we just took it day by day. We focused on recovery. We focused on nutrition. And then we just, you know, we have each other. We spread love. And we came to the meet today, and we just absolutely killed it. I don't know. You could tell I'm a little bit emotional. My teammate just hit an amazing beam routine, and she deserves the world. So, I mean, competing in the ACC, especially, you know, this being our second dual meet of the season, it's been such a great feeling. You know, it gives us the opportunity to compete with other teams. And, yeah, overall, it's been super, super great. Yeah.
I got to know more about this excitement for Abby Scanlon going 9.95 in the anchor position. Clearly, I saw you guys get so excited. What's with all of the emotions surrounding this particular routine?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Abby, she's in my class, and she's been with me since the beginning. I mean, she's my rock. She, you know, she keeps me grounded, and it was just so special for her to go out today and just absolutely nail that beam routine. You know, she's been presented the opportunity, and she took it, and she absolutely killed it. And, you know, she's so special, and really held it down for our team today. So, I mean, it got really emotional. I'm getting emotional right now talking about it, but she's a special girl, and in addition, she was such a special team. So, yeah.
That really was an incredible moment, but you had 4 of them with your 39.65 winning the all-around, the highest individual all-around score for an ACC gymnast this year. What worked so well for you tonight?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, we work hard in the gym, and I'm intentional in my training, and really brought that over here in today's practice. And then during the 4-minute touch, did the same thing, was super intentional, and, you know, had fun with my teammates, had fun with my team and my coaches and the staff and everyone here, and really channeled everyone's energy around me into my own. And, you know, I had a great time. So I think that's the basis of it. It was just, you know, competing with freedom and joy is just always what really guides me through competition.
Your team continues to do better. What's the key at the next meet to keep moving up in the rankings?
Yeah, we're just going to keep, you know, competing with joy, competing with freedom. That's when we do our best competition, when we're not stressing over the little things, but we're just honing into every single detail and having fun with each other, because that's all we need is each other. And so, yeah, we're just going to keep doing great gymnastics, doing great training, and translating that into competition. And, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Maya, congrats, and thanks so much. Best of luck
so
along the way.
Thank you.
All right, well, that will do it for us here in Raleigh. Our final score, 197.175 for Cal and 196.55 for NC State. Both of them new season highs. Next gymnastics meet coming your way next Sunday as Clemson faces North Carolina. With Sam Pesek for our entire ACC Network crew, I'm Alex Perlman saying so long. Nothing but net is next. We'll send you to Justin Walters and